Alrighty fellas, yo, what's up and good morning. My name is Patrouski. Welcome back to our PokeMMO stream recap, your daily source of tips, tricks, information, daily news, everything regarding PokeMMO every single day, Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET on Twitch, and then daily videos here on YouTube. Let's go ahead and jump into the news for the day, covering catch events as always. If you don't know, there's usually about 1 to 3 catch events every single week in PokeMMO. These are official events held by the in-game staff that allow players to win good IV Pokemon, free shiny Pokemon. Players will literally skip shunts that would take hundreds of hours by winning catch events. They're also just a really fun way to be involved in the community, and if you do them smart enough, you can actually make some Pokeyen, a little bit of Pokeyen along the way, or just have a really good chance of winning the shiny, trying to raise that chance by using quick balls or nest balls. Let's just jump into the events. You guys know about them. Let's jump into it. We got a nice beautiful gif of the Swalot for this one. This one comes up on Wednesday the 1st of April. We had very short notice, very little notice ahead of this event. It actually happens, if you're watching the stream recap, this happens today. So I'm sorry for the short notice. We didn't have a whole lot of notice for it. There were also no other catch events scheduled right now, unfortunately. So from my knowledge, it's just the Swalot one on the 1st of April at 5 p.m. ET. That is my time zone. At Route 110 in Hoenn, you can catch Gulpin. Look at this. For -10, plus or -5, -5, Voltorb, Electrike, neutral, and then Magnemite and Windall are both plus. You might have noticed this is a reverse scoring catch event. So if we scroll down here to the very bottom, it should say first and third place are sorted by low to high. You actually want a low scoring event. This is, yes, Lottie is correct. Good eye. I didn't even think about it like that. They just host these sometimes. This is an April Fool's catch event. So they are reversing the way it works. It is the lowest score gets the most points. Right? You want the lowest Pokemon. So if you consider yourself to be someone who is never lucky or unlucky, congratulations. This is the event for you. This is your best opportunity to come win a shiny Gulpin plus 500 RP reward points right now at a pretty good, worth less than ever. At a cheaper price, but always good to have. Always good to have some RP, especially if you are an Iron Man account. Now, next up, since we don't have catch events to cover, I normally don't cover these. PvP events happen all the time. There's pretty much daily PvP tournaments in PokeMMO. A lot of players don't even realize that, which is crazy because so much effort it gets put into hosting these every single day. We can go actually check right now. Go check over in game. There's a doubles tournament today, a UU tournament tomorrow, an NU tournament also tomorrow. There's 2 tournaments on April 2nd, a doubles and an NU tournament. There's an OU tournament on the 5th. Like, there's constantly events all the time in Pokemon. If you want to get involved in the community and have some fun, there's so much content there that I think a lot of players sleep on. But here is a PvP tournament where you can win a shiny Torkoal. It's also in game. These are also in game as well as on the forums. There's a shiny Torkoal up for grabs. That is, I believe, April 1st at 1 p.m. ET. Next up, that other April 5th PvP tournament, PvP OU tournament on Sunday the 5th of April at 11 a.m. ET. There is a shiny Gligar with really good IVs and 1,300 reward points also up for grabs. If you are good at PvP, obviously I wish the PvP like open queue rewards were a bit better, but if you can get really good at PvP to start placing or winning in tournaments, PvP has some of the consistently best rewards in PokeMMO if you can win tournaments. That's a big if, obviously, to be fair. But so yeah, it's crazy to see, man. You can get some crazy cool stuff if you are good at PvP, and it's very difficult. You're fighting against 128 other players. It is stiff competition. All right, next up, I love forum shops. Forum shops are a little outdated these days in PokeMMO. People used to use them all the time before the GTL ever existed in the game. Yes, I am old enough to have been playing PokeMMO before the global trade link was ever even in the game. Ask your dad if he played RuneScape without GE. It's kind of the same thing. I'm Unk status. Anyways, this is a really cool forum shop, dude. From L Tryhard, he has some really cool old Pokemon. For example, this is a 2016 shiny Metagross, and he says it's the oldest one on the market, at least on the GTL as of the current time. That's really insane, really impressive. Next up, he has a 2016 shiny Haunter. He's also got a 2012 Bulbasaur for 25 million Pokeyen with the IGN Sociology. Some cool like names here. It's cool to see the different like 2012 IGNs, stuff like that. And then this is a cool one. This is what I wanted to talk about. The Sharpedo with 255 special attack EVs and 253 speed EVs. Wait a minute. How did he do that, guys? Don't EVs, I don't understand. I'm a new player. Don't EVs cap out at 252? Yes. Nowadays they do. Back in the day, they didn't. And they actually changed it so they would cap at 252 because the way EVs work is they're divisible by 4 at level 100. So every 4 EVs equals 1 stat. So when you waste 3 EVs from 253, 54, and 55, those EVs actually don't do anything. They don't ever actually add to any stat. So there's no reason to do that. So, you know, the devs were like, you know, we're going to cap it at 252 because the rest of the EVs are just useless. So why encourage our players to waste those EVs, right? And it made it more annoying and more complicated to EV train, yada, yada, yada. So they capped it at 252. And most Pokemon that were in the game at the time, they got fixed and capped. But I believe, someone could explain this who knows the history a lot better than me, there are some Pokemon still out there who avoided the change. I think they were either on the GTL or like in the mail. They were somewhere to where they didn't get affected by the fix, and there are some Pokemon out there that still have 255 EVs. These Pokemon are very rare, very expensive. If you have any old PokeMMO accounts, you should go check to see if you have anything with 255 EVs, and be very careful about how you sell that and where to sell it and yada yada yada. As you can see, this Sharpedo is selling for 22 million Pokeyen. This Nidoking is going for 18 mil. This 253 EV Arcanine going for 13 mil. Like, these are very, very rare. It's crazy that this guy has 3 of them, honestly. That's really fucking impressive to me. Next up, now he also has what's really cool. So he has this as well. He has the North Pole Met Pokemon. The North Pole was, I love the history lessons in PokeMMO. The North Pole was the old Christmas event location in PokeMMO. They only had it in the game for a few years, I believe, and they ended up just discontinuing it and changing the Xmas event to what we know now. He has multiple, I'm honestly so shocked, so impressed at multiple North Pole caught Pokemon for 600k. I'm honestly impressed. Like, 600k does not feel that crazy expensive to have a Pokemon that is very unique and niche to a certain thing, but obviously it's harder to tell. You have to look at the catch location. So I think people prefer the sort of flashy cool stuff as opposed to just catch location Pokemon. So thanks for showing off your shop, El Trucker. It's always cool to see collectors and people selling cool stuff like that in PokeMMO. Next up, the Achievement Showcase. If you are not familiar, the Achievement Showcase is where you guys, the community, you share your achievements on my stream. You can post them over in my Discord. I have a chat called Achievement Showcase in my Discord. It's as simple as that. You just post them in there, and I try to get as many as possible. If I ignore yours, it's not a slight at you. It's not that your achievement wasn't good enough. That's never my intention. I can just only get to so many of these, and I try to get to as many as possible. And it's a way for me to, number one, show off all the cool shit that you guys are doing in game. Number two, give you guys some ideas on maybe what do you want to do today. One of the most important questions you can ask in PokeMMO is, what should I do today? What is my goal? What am I doing today? It's very similar to endgame Minecraft, where it's like, what do I want to build? I'm on my forever world. I've already built a windmill, a waterfall. What's next? Maybe a volcano. I don't know, man. You got to have some ideas. So hopefully this will help you come up with some ideas. I'm gonna get a drink break, 1 sec. Energy drink review of the day. I've just sipped a few of these. I've been on these Lidl, I believe. Lidl energy drinks. I'm not a huge, my first time trying this, I'm not a huge fan of these. These are just Red Bull. If you like Red Bull, go pick these up. The Kong Strong. If you're a Red Bull fan, pick up the Kong Strong. They're $1 a piece. It's $1 for Red Bulls, essentially, over at Lidl. And then they have the Gridlock ones, which are basically Monster energy drinks, for also $1. So if you're an energy drink drinker, check out Lidl. There you go. Anyways, back to the PokeMMO stream. All right. Haribo showing off his Typhlosion. Finally finished the Pokedex on his main account and decided to treat himself. I thought that was really cute. I think not an ad, not sponsored. I just like promoting a good deal. 99 cents for an energy drink. I want people to know about that and go save yourself some money. Anyways, Haribo, I think it's really cute. I honestly, this sent me into a little bit of a spiral, not like a negative, like a positive spiral about, like, I feel like rewarding yourself with treats in PokeMMO is really wholesome and really sweet. Now, that can become a job very quickly. You know, you gotta be careful with that, but I think it's cute. There's certain things you really don't like doing in PokeMMO. Like, I really hate amulet coin farming. I think it's kind of cute to reward yourself with some sort of treat where you can, to encourage eating your vegetables in video games, to help yourself enjoy those video games and have access to new things. I hate storyline runs. I hate doing regions, right? But getting regions done is super important for progress. So rewarding yourself with that is kind of cute. Maybe allow yourself to, like, open up some mysterious balls or shiny hunter, do something like that. Anyways, Congrats over to Haribo. Next up, the Spoink catch event winner has spoken. Baba. This is the first catch event I ever participated in. I got a 179 Spoink in 44 minutes into the event, and I won. I still can't believe it. What's also crazy is the mistakes happen. I love the devs. I don't mean it's not a slight towards them or the staff. The staff miscounted, and they actually said that Captain Knuckles won first, and they had to go back and fix it and be like, actually, I'm so sorry, Baba won. So, dude, congratulations, man. First catch event. It's crazy how many people you see like will play their first ever catch event and sometimes win. It's really nuts, man. The new player RNG is always talked about. It's just kind of a statistically over time you end up seeing it. You know, how many people do one catch event versus 100? So of course, occasionally someone who does one catch event, they're gonna win. It's always, I think it's a good thing to see. I think it's cool to see. So congrats. 179 is an insane catch, man. Congrats to Baba, man. All right. Next up, this is just a complete gamer here. I think this is, I love seeing full images of someone's entire account progress. 851 hours played, OT Pokedex completed, every legendary raid done. Every legendary raid, I haven't even done that. You're talking Heatran, Cresselia, Meloetta, Terrakion, Virizion, Cobalion, all the ones that just came out. You've solved and defeated all of them in 851 hours? Bro, I have 11k hours and I don't have all the legendaries. That's fucking impressive, dude. Built multiple 5x slow competitive Pokemon, 100,000 encounters, got his first shot. Like, this guy's done it all, man. This is sick. I love this. This guy's done it all. Doing all of this, I know 850 hours, obviously a lot of hours. Doing all of that in 851 hours is downright fucking impressive. Like, that's actually so, it's kind of a speed run, honestly. That's so insane. Anyways, yeah, nice job to Greg, our boy Greg MVP. Next up, Invictus Prime. Casual shiny hunter turned into a shiny breeder. This took almost 6 months of non-stop Jimmy runs and red reruns and selling everything I earned during the events to afford this. Holy, like, we'll look at someone's shiny sometimes and neglect how much they put into it. It's really easy to look at someone's shiny and just not appreciate how much absolute love they put into it. And this guy, these are his 3 shinies that he bred up. So Invictus Prime bred up 3 shinies, 5x 31, one of them being a Gyarados, one being a Nidoking, and one being a Typhlosion. Beautiful rare, man. Super impressive, super long-term grind, nice Pokeyen gain, dude. Really impressive. Beautiful 3 Pokemon to have, man. Congratulations. Next up, oh, this made me, I have not checked the Pokemon, I almost never checked the Pokemon Reddit, and I've learned over this past weekend or so, thanks to some Team Mr. members who kind of turned me on to it, I might need to start checking the Pokemon Reddit. This is devastating. Can I just say shout out to Wonderful Ring? Oh my god, it's so painful. It's so easy to make this mistake. He got a shiny Blaziken, what the fuck? Blaziken in a swarm and just instinctively false swiped it. I know it's easy to be like, oh, why shouldn't have done that, should have just master balled, should have spored first, blah blah blah. It's so easy to critique, in hindsight 2020. I could see myself doing this if I was tired or just distracted or just excited. The emotions from encountering, he false swiped it, it flare blitzed, it took recoil damage, it died. I'm sorry, Wonderful. But I appreciate you at least screenshotting and sharing your misery for us all to enjoy. But I'm sorry for your loss. I hope you reclaim it one day, dude. Much love to you. Now chat's just memeing on me for saying Blaziken. Shut up. Okay, anyways, next up, we got a long story, okay? Sir Matzi finished my Pokedex and found a couple shinies along the way. I started shiny hunting in the shiny wars of 2025, and I got lucky with my first Mareep without any phases. After that, I caught a shiny Wooper. I got a dry streak with 102,000 encounters for a shiny Marowak. 80,000 of those encounters were during shiny wars with donor status and shiny charm, so I felt pretty unlucky, but at the same time, I think a shiny with high encounters is also kind of cool. I couldn't agree more. After that, but it sucks when you're popping charms and dono. Super fair, obviously. After that, got a Hoppip because I saw it in your video. I love shiny Hoppip. Took a break for half a year and got incredibly lucky on a streak. I got Sigilyph on my first Horde encounter because I was looking for it to complete the Pokedex. That's a crazy. Sigilyph is a tough shunt. I think Sigilyph's one of those weirdest shinies in the game where I think it's 33 where it's like 33% chance for Sandile, Darumaka, and Sigilyph. I could be mistaken, but it's a really weird ratio. Not many spots have that super strange ratio. To get that on the first horde is crazy. Next up, though, 2 days later, got a Dawn fan while XP training. On the same day, got a shiny Tangela. It appeared in the first grass tile besides the Poke Center and in Mount Silver before I could even use. So he would have gotten 2 Dawn fans back to back, but he got 1 tile encounter when going back to XP train. Like, this is a really cool story, man. And here's the proper screenshot. Obviously, you want to see the proper screenshot. I know. I love seeing people's entire shiny journey and PokeMMO journey on one big screenshot like this. I think it was what, like 575 hours if I could read correctly. Shiny Tangela, shiny Ampharos, shiny Quagsire, the dry streak on the Marowak, the Jumpluff at like 32k plus, the Sigilyph, the Dawn. These are sick, man. I think this is a beautiful screenshot. This screenshot is hundreds of hours of work, hundreds of hours of blood, sweat, and tears, and trying to push through the odds. Yeah, honestly, honestly, I would say the average PokeMMO player gets their first shiny in like 300 to 500 hours because you're spending so much time doing the storylines. To be fair, that was the case for so long. Players are getting so much better. The fact that this guy has 7 shinies in 575 hours, dude, what? For reference, I didn't get my first shiny. Now, times were different back in my day. Do the boomer thing. I didn't get my first shiny until 2200 hours played, and that is a mixture of, yes, I was unlucky, but also I was just bad and inefficient, as well as like 3 things. I was terrible at the game, very inefficient, very slow at running away from encounters and all that stuff. The game was very different, and there were only single encounters. There was no hordes back then, so there was a lot of just single encountering, and there was some bad luck. So it was a lot of the perfect storm. But it's crazy to see PokeMMO players. He went 100k dry. And still got 7 shinies in that many. Like, it's just, that's crazy, right? So that's just impressive. Bro 10 push through the dry streaks is just super cool to see, man. Thank you for sharing, Sir Matzi. And that's our stream recap intro. Let's go ahead and jump into the actual gameplay. If you have any questions or want to be featured in the stream recap, come ask some good questions. Check out the achievement showcase, and let's go ahead and see what's happening in PokeMMO today. This is a good question. Someone said lure speeches aren't all 5%, right? Some are way more common than others. I believe lures are all 5%, but it's a good question. It doesn't effectively end up that way at certain hunts. A great example is Bagon. Bagon ends up being a 20% encounter rate, Bagon / Sheldon, because you have the lure chance over at Meteor Falls, but you also have the rare spawn, which also ends up being like a higher percent. Like rare does not always mean rare. Now that's the real funny thing in the Pokedex. I really wish that they would change this rarity and just put the percentage here instead of like it being common, because some common encounters will be like 20%, and then I think this Bagon's around 20% or like 15% or something like that. It's like not actually like rare, but you have the lure chance, you have the Meteor Falls rare chance, and then you also have the Sheldon chance, which is also a lure. So like you end up with like a 18 to 22% chance of encountering a shiny Beldon / Sheldon, if Bagon / Sheldon, if you get a shiny in that deep spot in Meteor Falls. So I believe all lure species are 5%. I could be wrong, but certain things like that may make it effectively not be in certain spots. Great question. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, I'm only mentioning this because it might happen, but it also is likely to not happen. I want to shout this out. There is a chance tomorrow on April 1st that we see an update to PokeMMO. This happens, I want to say 50% of April Fool's Days. Like sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't. That update could consist of a mini quest where you can go follow along, just like talk to a few, very, very small thing. You go and you talk to a few trainers and do a few things, and then end up actually, unlocking something called the Jump Stone. And that's a meme. I have a video called the Jump Stone Explained and like Jumpion Explained. If you're interested in that, I have a video on the lore there. But they might bring back the Jump Stone tomorrow. Keep it in mind. Just keep an eye out for it, essentially. And then it's also possible they add I think like Jester, they'll sometimes add certain April Fool's themed vanities over to the gift shop. So it's possible there's an update tomorrow. Keep an eye out for exclusive vanities, and keep an eye out for the Jump Stone and little mini quest. One more thing that I also forgot to mention that I should have. There is also a chance, they've done this in previous years. One year, they made it so that everybody's follower sprites, no matter what Pokemon they had out, was Wailord to like take up as much space. They've also done that for Bidoof and like shiny legendaries and legendaries way back in the day. So if you see a bunch of people walking around with the same follower sprites, it might be an April Fool's joke. Are the rumors true that you will be streaming shiny hunting on Spidget's channel tomorrow? Yes, guys. He actually gave me his stream key, so keep an eye out. I will be live tomorrow on Spidget's channel. You heard it here first. Keep an eye out on April Fools. Great question from chat. Pat, do you think it's good to start catching Gibles right now in case of a price spike? It wouldn't surprise me if Gibles, Gabites, and Garchomps are in quite high demand right now, or even alongside some of the other. If you have not seen it, I think it's criminally being ignored right now. PvP tier, big PvP changes are happening right now, are happening on April 1st. I did a full video about it, and it's a big deal. It affects the economy, it affects players, it affects PvP, it affects everything. I always tell people, even if you are not a PvP player, I cannot implore you enough to keep up to date with PvP changes, because everybody needs to make Pokeyen. Everybody needs to breed for profit, catch for profit, and it's so, dude, some of the most Pokeyen I've ever made in the game in the shortest amount of time is breeding Pokemon when they change tiers, right? When, is it Mandibuzz, I believe? When Mandibuzz goes down to NU tomorrow, all of a sudden, a lot of, or maybe it's the wrong Pokemon. It is already there? Maybe, okay, maybe I'll have to double check the tiers or whatever, but like, there are certain Pokemon where it's like, when they drop down to the next tier, players aren't going to have access to those. Yeah, Mandibuzz down. Wait, did the changes already happen? Wait, one sec. Wait, that'd be crazy. Did the changes already happen? One sec. Wait, they're already, it's not April 1st yet. The changes are already in effect. I didn't know that. Swords Dance Garchomp is unleashed. Swords Dance Garchomp is officially legal right now in PvP PokeMMO OU for the first time in like years, dude. Oh my goodness. Whew, I'm excited to see. Yeah, so keep an eye out, man. Swords Dance Garchomp is legal. They are testing it. Mandibuzz is down in NU. Espeon, Magic Bounce Espeon, and Regenerator Slowking are both in UU. I would keep an eye out for those Pokemon. Take advantage of what's hot. Understanding what is hot and popular and what people, the demand, what people need is just so important to make good Pokeyen and PokeMMO. The best way to make Pokeyen and PokeMMO is logging in every day, doing a little bit of research and figuring out what is in high demand, where is there a gap in the market, and then capitalizing on that. Learning how to make money and how to find those gaps is the best way to make Pokeyen consistently in the game. If you load up every day and you do the same money making methods every day, you're going to consistently make less Pokeyen and less over time. Someone said, Patrouski, do you think it's worth grinding up Pokeyen to buy some ocarinas? So normally, I'm not a huge ocarina supporter. Ocarinas are paying for convenience rather than like direct progress, but convenience is nice and helps you, you know, play more comfortably, obviously. Number two, look how cheap they are. RP is cheaper than it's been in years. I'm talking like at least 6 to 10 years. Like crazy amount of time. If you're asking, hey Patrouski, should I buy X thing that's in the gift shop? Yes. It is it's the best time right now to buy gift shop things. Ocarinas, XP Reamplifier, training links. If you've like thought about it and you've been like on the edge of like, should I, would I, could I, now is the time. Even like, it's one of a good question is, will RP continue to drop? And that I don't know the answer on. That is the $1 million question. Nobody knows the answer. I would be shocked if RP continues to drop past 1.4 mil. With that in mind, it may or may not be. Make your own financial decisions. It may or may not be a bad time to stock up on shiny charms, chum buckets, like really powerful, usable gift shop items, if that makes sense. Because usually shiny charms are about 250k, 300k. Like that's the average price, at least for the past few years. Obviously things are changing in Pokemon, you know, economy wise, but definitely, obviously, please prioritize the permanent changes. Prioritize ocarinas, prioritize training link, prioritize XP amplifiers. And if you want to make some honestly, PC expansion drives, it's never been a better time to buy these, even though they're still pretty expensive. It's still never been a better time. Usually these are like 3 mil a piece, or like not like a little bit close to that, right? Close to that, which is crazy. It's never been a better time, fellas, to stock up on whatever you need from the gift shop, honestly. Someone asked, do you think it's ever too late to get into PokeMMO? I really don't. And I know I honestly, I asked the same question about retail WoW. So I totally get like, oh, an MMO's been out for this many years. Surely it's too late. Surely I'll be too behind, yada, yada, yada. I make a new account at least once a year in PokeMMO, and I do the new player grind to see how it feels and to make sure that I understand what that's like and if you can progress properly. And I can absolutely verify, like, yeah, PokeMMO, it's not too late. You can start a new account right now and catch up to endgame players within like 3 months. It would take time, don't get me wrong, time, blood, sweat, and tears, right? Don't get me wrong. It's going to be hard work. The way making progress in any MMO is hard work, but you can do it. PokeMMO has just been updated so much, and it's been buffed and changed and, like, you know, so much over time to where, like, you can just jump in and catch up. It's the catch up element is like quite good in PokeMMO, I would say. Someone said I started 1 year ago and I have over 100 million Pokeyen and 29 shinies. Like, that's insane. Also, like, players have just gotten so much better, which also means the guides have gotten a lot better. Not just my own, but other content creators, other forum posts, right? So, like, players have just gotten so much better at the game. Like, that's a big one, is just players are so much more talented. They're so much more locked in. They know what to do. They know where to do it. They know how to do it. They know the efficiency and they take it more seriously. The APM they need to keep up to do certain shunts. Like, it's, dude, people are getting way better at the game, and the game has changed a lot. It's never too late to get into PokeMMO, at least as of right now, I would say, for sure. But I love this sentence. This is from one of the, like, best, in my opinion, one of the best shiny hunters of all time in PokeMMO, Gible. He said the new Team Mr. recruits in the last year have been crazy talented. They impressed the hell out of me. I'm honestly cooked compared to them. I've been saying this over and over again. I love that I'm a stepping stool for PokeMMO. My era of PokeMMO players is kind of like passing, or kind of in a different era, a different spot. There are so many new PokeMMO players who are just progressing so much faster than any of us ever could, and hopefully it's because the dumb old heads like myself helped them progress a little bit faster with like, you know, spreading the information. But it's also, it takes that time, it takes that internet, it takes that time, effort, you know, it's hard work, right? So dude, new PokeMMO players are impressive, man. Alrighty, fellas, it is time. It is finally time. MOVIETROUSKI is back. Your least favorite or most favorite part of the stream recap has finally returned, where this goofy guy yaps about movies. If you don't know, me and my wife have the movie theater battle pass, so we see about 10 movies a month in theaters and then try to watch about a movie a day. I have not really done that over the past 1 month, but I think I'm still at a decent pace. I think I've seen, like, I can go double check really quick. I think I've seen 98 movies in 2026. So I still am over, I believe, the 1 movie a day. I've been pretty good about that, watching 1 movie a day. I've watched about 1 movie a day for coming on 1 year now. I think I've successfully watched at least a movie, if not a little bit more than a movie a day. It's been a lot of fun to kind of get into movies for the first time and learn about them. I don't consider myself a cinephile. I'm not a movie expert. I think some people get really cringe about movies. I think movies are just really fun and enjoyable, and I'm here to share my opinions and yap about it, and that's all we're here to do. Okay, so let's jump into it. Labyrinth got a 3.5 out of 5, or a 7 out of 10. I think I gave it an exact score of, dude, I can go back and double check. If you want to go see my full reviews, my write-ups of these movies, I am on Letterboxd over at Patrouski on Letterboxd. This is just a for fun thing that me and my community kind of do alongside PokeMMO. A lot of us watch movies and, like, watch other things while we grind in PokeMMO, so let's yap about it. I gave Labyrinth a 6.7. God damn it, the meme is back. 6.7 out of 10. Just the right score. It's a really Labyrinth is so unique. There's nothing like it. The real thing for me is the super creative world, the voice acting, David Bowie's performance, the visuals. The visuals, I think, are what make Labyrinth so special. The story, and it's just kind of meh. It's kind of fun. I have no nostalgia. I never watched The Labyrinth growing up, but I know for a fact it would have scared the piss out of me. Holy crap. If I was a kid watching this. Really unique movie, kind of irreplaceable. Next up, probably the biggest disappointment on this list is Fargo. I have heard so many good things about Fargo, and it's one of the, I believe, Coen brothers movies, and that kind of makes sense. I'm not really a huge fan of any of the Coen brothers movies, I don't think, so maybe that's just the problem there. I infamously don't like No Country for Old Men. I infamously don't like The Big Lebowski. So maybe it's just like a directing thing for me. Not that I'm, you know, no movie expert here, but Fargo was just so simple. It's considered to be a legendary like crime mystery from the 1990s based on a true story, and that is like the main positive to it. I gave Fargo a 5.5 out of 10. It's like just barely worth watching, but like the fact that this movie has the reputation that it does makes no sense to me, is the nice way to put it. Reminders of Him. This movie is awful, but I had so much fun watching it. That is the best way to this is a dramatic rom-com with Family Guy cutaways to explain the backstory, and it's also very like Twilight coded. It's so weird. I almost like the like plot and like the weird moral gray elements, but the acting and the dialogue and the whiplash level pacing, this movie was, I was laughing at how bad this movie was in theaters, but then also like crying at certain plot points. So like, it's an insane movie. I gave it a 5 out of 10 and a heart to give it the proper rating. I watched Taken for the very first time, though I've never seen it. Liam Neeson's, you know, big role. Taken, Liam Neeson. I gave it a 8.6 out of 10. Pretty high score. I was impressed. The first 30 minutes are pretty meh. The first 30 minutes are very like rough dialogue, not aged well. But once you get into like the setup is just not very well done. Once you get into the action, I think this is one of the best movies in its genre of like just, it's not a dumb action movie. It's just an action movie. I think it's very realistic, very brutal. The visuals they show in this movie, I did not expect Taken to be a hard watch. This movie's a hard watch, honestly. Not as hard as some modern movies, but it was rough, man. 2008, the first ever Taken. I gotta watch Taken 2 and stuff, but Taken 1 got an 8.6 out of 10 from me. Next up, what is next? We got Project Hail Mary, the #1 talked about movie right now. Project Hail Mary, I'm a cringe bad person, okay? Project Hail Mary is good. It's an 8.8 out of 10, maybe like up to like a 9.2, but it is becoming Project Hail Mary. I get really irritated when a movie is like a 9 out of 10 and people act like it's not. Project Hail Mary is not goated. I'm sorry. Feel free to disagree. Project Hail Mary is so unbelievably not goated. It is so unbelievably a fine buddy comedy. I shouldn't say fine. It is a good, heartfelt buddy comedy. Did you read the book? We're discussing the movie, not the book. So no, I did not read the book. You think I could read? I'm a streamer. Okay. Project Hail Mary, 8.8 out of 10. It is a movie about friendship and breaking barriers for connections, but it is much less about science and like the dramatic elements and like the humanistic elements kind of get like left by the wayside. There is so much comedic relief, way too much comedic relief, way too silly, way too non-serious when you're like in a serious story, but they don't play it seriously. I do think Ryan Gosling's the perfect person for this, and I love him for that. I think this movie is being disgustingly overrated right now. Having said that, I am a cringe person. My idea of disgustingly overrated is, I think it's a 9 out of 10, and people are calling like a 10 out of 10, like goated, comparing it to like Interstellar, and that to me is like insane. The emotional impact of Hail Mary is so much less than something like an Interstellar, something like you know, The Martian. Like The Martian, Andy Weir's previous film was like way better than, like 10 times better than this in my opinion. Okay. Next up, sad girl movie. Where are my sad girls at? Where are my sad girls at in chat? I'm sure there'll be so many of you guys. Melancholia. This is a very artsy movie. Unfortunately, too artsy for my taste. I respect it. There are images and things that happen in this movie that have still actually stuck with me, and I still think about, honestly. So it's a movie about a girl going through depression, and then also how that impacts how she handles serious situations, which as a premise, I think is fantastic. This movie was created because the director was in like a therapy session and he was talking to his therapist, and they were talking about how like people who are depressed actually lock the fuck in and handle very serious situations very well because they're so used to being in pain and so used to feeling like shit that when they need to like focus or lock in when something dramatic is happening, they can do it. If they're used to it, right? They're like, you know. So I think it's a very interesting premise, but I think it was handled not great, but it's a very memorable, very unique film. I gave it a 1.5. I give it a 3 out of 10. I think it's worth watching though. That's a weird, like, I give it a 3 out of 10, but I would recommend this definitely to sad girls, depressed girls. That's the audience, right? But probably to the average person at least once. Try to watch at least once in your life type beat. Next up, Solo Mio. This is the movie with Kevin James where he did the social media stunt of going on like Instagram and TikTok and pretending to be Mr. Taylor, this like art teacher. It was like this whole like new like fucking front page news level thing of like, this guy on TikTok looks just like and sounds just like Kevin James, but he's claiming not to be Kevin James. Is this a, you know, publicity stunt or what's happening? It was Kevin James, it turned out, promoting Solo, which is really cute. It was honestly really original marketing and very low budget. Solo Mio is the definition of a fine, wholesome, cute movie. That's you're not it's funny, Kyle. You're not wrong. You're not wrong though. I stand by that. Solo Mio is a cute, wholesome, fine, sweet rom-com. 5 out of 10. Very, very average movie. Next up, Rad. Rad, a movie from the 80s. I infamously don't like 80s movies. I'm so sorry that if you grew up in that era, if you enjoy them, more power to you. That's all that matters at the end of the day, that you enjoy them. Who cares about whatever I say, right? Rad. I actually weirdly liked Rad much more than most 80s movies. I think 80s are just so goofy. All 80s movies are so goofy. This movie is so bad. Let me qualify. Rad is like objectively an awful movie, but fuck objectives, fuck critique, fuck people who rate movies for a living. Tech W. Anyways, this movie I gave a like 5.6, 5.9 out of 10 overall score. It is a 1.6 as a movie. Like if I'm judging this like scene per scene, directing shots, you know, acting, it's plot points, it is a 1.6 out of 10. It is awful. As a vibe, as a fucking let's hang out and fucking watch Rad, 9.6 out of 10. Absolute banger, irreplaceable. There are scenes, it's Lori Loughlin from like Full House. There's a scene in this movie where the romantic couple dances on the dance floor while riding their bikes. Try to imagine what that looks like in your head. It looks worse in the film. It makes no fucking sense. It's the most 80s thing I've ever seen, and at least they like play into the irony and play into the satire in Rad. In my opinion, it's like kind of goofy. So Rad is at least fun. I gave Rad like a 6 out of 10, and I gave it a like. I gave it a heart. So I liked the movie. Jay Kelly was really boring and really mediocre for the first half of the film, and the second half really comes back. Jay Kelly is a slow burn about a actor towards the end of his acting career, and it's also probably very personal for George Clooney, who's probably experiencing that, you know, similar thing. That's the whole bit, right? It's an older actor who is like winding down his acting career, and I think the ending scene of Jay Kelly is what really makes the movie work. I think without that ending scene, it wouldn't really be much, but I honestly gave it a 6.7. Why does this keep happening? I swear I'm gonna do it on purpose. I also gave Jay Kelly a 6.7 out of 10. I think it's a slow burn that pays off in the end and is honestly very interesting. But it wasn't. I love Adam Sandler, ending with Adam Sandler, but it's not as good as I expected it to be. Type beat. A lot of negative movie reviews today, so I hate to fucking the negatives. I'm so sorry. Downsizing, man. Downsizing is one of the best movie premises. Like maybe it's so good. The premise is so good. The premise is about making people small to preserve like the economy and preserve like on space, and like I don't want to spoil too much. It's really fucking interesting. The premise of downsizing is so fucking good. But they just didn't do anything with it, and the direction they took with it was just really weird and kind of all over the place and disjointed. It's so sad they wasted such an amazing premise on such a weird jumbled script. It's so sad. But so I give Downside. Matt Damon's an amazing actor. It got like a 3.6 out of 10, unfortunately for me. Downsizing. Now the worst movie on this list, man, Aquaman. I was blown away at how bad. I was laughing almost the entire, not even laughing, like this movie had me repeating out loud, holy fuck, this movie is bad. If you don't really care for, maybe it's my fault, I don't really care for superhero movies too much. It depends. I like the new Superman. Wow, this just took like every negative of every like Marvel, or this is obviously DC. This took the negatives of like every superhero movie, and there are amazing positives too, and they just amplified them to a great degree. I'd like to qualify my review of this movie. The first sentence is, this movie is a great example of joy bait. If you can watch this movie and have fun, then you are based and you are watching movies for the right reasons. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those people, and this movie is fucking horrid. I could not see past it. This movie is incredibly quirk-chungus, incredibly superhero-y. Every line is a quip. Every single line. Usually I'll quote movies like this to be like, hey, like here's this really bad line. Like I love Arrival. Arrival is a great movie, but there are two very quirk-chungus millennial-toted lines in Arrival, where Arrival, if you don't know, Arrival is a movie about aliens arriving, okay? And at one point, there is a line where someone says, "What are the aliens doing?" And someone says, "They are arriving." You can't write a script. Hey, someone got paid like 10 mil to write that line. Like, that's fucking insane. So I hate Quirk Chungus, like whatever. Aquaman, every single line is like that. Every single line is like, every single line is just like a quip. Every single line is meant to be like a joke. Every single line is meant to be like so edgy and like unique and like haha attention. Like this movie was awful in every way. I don't want to harp on it. I have a full review of it explaining my thoughts and why I think that is. It's really sad to me. I'm a big advocate of every time I don't enjoy a movie, that sucks. It's a negative to not enjoy movies. I want to try to enjoy whatever art forms I can, and unfortunately Aquaman was fucking horrid. So my opinion, thanks for watching the movie Trousty Takes. Hopefully you found some new movies to watch or movies to avoid while you play some PokeMMO. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, fellas, I am here and lucky enough today to show you guys a trailer. I think Pokemon honestly needs more trailers, more hype content like this. This is from the infamous Barrel, or famous rather, Barrels in the Pokemon space. Make some of the highest quality memer content, trailers, and hype content in Pokemon. Check them out over on YouTube. This video should be linked in the description. If you're watching this video, make sure to give proper credit and go give him some love over on YouTube. Go like this video. I'm gonna like it right now. Go like the video, subscribe, leave a positive comment. Say, I saw this in a Patrouski video. It was so poggers. Okay, cool. Let's check it out. This is the trailer for the 10th, which is a crazy milestone. The 10th ever Team Mr. Shiny War. And it's a big deal because Team Mr. is the team that is credited to inventing Shiny War. And it's a big reason why we have the official Shiny War tournament in Pokemon these days, is that it came from Team Mr. doing Shiny Wars many, many, many years ago and kind of hosting these community creative events. I've not seen this yet. I have no idea what this looks like. Is this Shuckle HQ versus is this Shuckle versus Larvitar? What is this? Arcanine Academy? So like custom graphics for this? What is this song? Oh my god. This is so big! This is so cute, dude! Okay, the white red blush, the custom artwork. This is sick. It's so, all the art, that is the pacing, dude. Yeah, like this is like a fucking the final boss of shiny hunting. Oh, if you're gonna shun for thousands of hours, you might as well do this style. Oh, dude, that's so sick. That's so fucking cool, man. That is, I really like that. That was so sick, man. Shout out to Barrels for making that. I would love to see more trailers, more hype content, more like emotional video style stuff in Pokemon. That was fucking awesome, dude. Here, speaking on Shiny War and like the upcoming Team Mr. Shiny War, but like if you're in any team or if you're in any position, if you have never done a MMO community event, please do one. If you are feeling aimless, if you are feeling like lost, unmotivated, or just looking for something new or a new way to enjoy the game, man, there are certain people who are just really inspired when you're on a team and your team is relying on you. It's a different feeling, man. Like there is some people just find something inside themselves they didn't know they had. This sounds so cheesy, but it's true. This happened in Old School RuneScape with Fantasy EHP and other tournaments there, and it happens in PokeMMO. There are certain people who just like really care about, you know, helping others and their friends and like really proving themselves. And there is a courage and an inspiration, like a feeling that you find when involved in any sort of team game, team sport, team strategy that I think, oh man, I think it's beautiful. If you've never done a team event in an MMO and Pokemon in any game, I cannot recommend it enough. Look for a Shiny Ward team, look for long-term catch event, something like that. Like something you can do as a team is a really special feeling, man. Alrighty, fellas, but I think it's gonna be a good spot to go ahead and call it. Thanks for kicking off a new week of streams with me with Stream Recap 488. Hopefully you learned something that was new. Hopefully you had something to background entertainment while you play Pokemon on your first monitor and over here this video on your second monitor. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Most importantly, have a good day. Like this stream if you enjoyed it. Dislike if not. Follow me or subscribe for daily videos. Follow me for streams. Discord's down below if you're interested in that. If you want to go above and beyond and support the content, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, you guys know the drill. Have a great day. Have a good one. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a catch event and more. But for now, peace and Reno, fellas. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here, and I wanted to say thank you so much to everybody's name who was on this list. You really allow me to make the content that I do every single day, and I hope I can make it worth your guys' while and add to your PokeMMO journey. Thanks again so much for watching the entire video, and have a great day.